Father, this is Shaq. I said tonight that you are one of my favorite players, but you don't have what it takes to get to the next level. I said it on purpose. I want you to hear it. What do you have to say about that?
All right. That's it.
That's it?
All right. That's it.
Okay, cool.
I mean,
I want you to hear it.
I've been hearing, Shaq, I've been hearing that since my rookie year. You know, I'm just going to get better and do what I do.
Good.
At the end of the day.
Well, that's what I want you to hear you say.
Yes,
Love
sir.
your game, brother. Keep it up.
Appreciate it.
Old heads. Some of the most infuriating people I ever talk sports with. They either swear the game was better back in their day, or they can critique every single player that steps foot on a court and compare them to either themselves or the players back when they played. And there's one man that's been very guilty of all the things I just mentioned. But as of recently, it's finally crossed the line, in my opinion, from critiquing to the straight up hating. And I think most of us can agree, it's starting to get very annoying. So let's get into it. For the past couple weeks, Shaq's been on an absolute tear. From telling us how he destroyed Rudy Gobert, to unprovokingly telling Donovan Mitchell that he doesn't think he has what it takes to get to the next level. Now, while Shaq isn't the first NBA great to voice their opinion on today's game, he has been by far the most egregious and annoying. So let's unpack these one by one. Now let's start with Shaq's favorite target, JaVale McGee. Ever since his inception, Shaq's show, Shaq and the Fool, has made JaVale McGee one of his primary recurring candidates. And early in his career, JaVale McGee was never on a real marquee team, so you'd rarely see him play, and majority of his appearances to NBA fans that didn't watch the league religiously was on Shaq and the Fool. If that's the case, many would wonder why this clumsy, boneheaded bum is actually getting minutes, even though JaVale was a pretty serviceable center, getting quality minutes on a pretty good team. And if you're constantly getting ridiculed in the show all the time, it can get pretty frustrating, and this showed on February 24th. After Shaq dedicated an entire segment to JaVale McGee lowlights. Come on, man. This is just a lot of work to just not be funny. And after that, JaVale decided to finally fire back, which turned into a bunch of tweets that look more akin to two kids in high school that are talking about fighting the next day than actual two grown men that are making millions in the NBA. But it got to a point where the entire Warriors organization had to step in and actually try to defend JaVale, with Kevin Durant even coming in and telling Shaq that even he had some lowlights and to lay off JaVale. Did it work? No, but it was one of Kevin's, better media moments with the Warriors. Even Steve Kerr had to step in and say that this could really affect JaVale's money and his reputation, which it actually did, because after JaVale moved on to the Lakers, a bunch of teammates, after he won 2 rings in Golden State, decided to talk about, oh, he actually knows the game, and oh, he's actually a student of the game. This isn't something you're supposed to say about a big man that just won 2 rings. But the feud finally took an end after their mothers got involved. It took Shaq's mom telling him to stop for him to actually shut up about it. Let me say that again. Shaq, a 40-year-old man who made millions in the NBA, it took his mother stepping in and telling him to stop bullying another grown man on live TV for him to actually stop doing it.
To step in, and his mom is stepping in. Didn't it go too far last week?
It didn't get out of hand, but my mother is someone who I love and respect, and she told me to stop it and don't bring it up again, so I'm not going to talk about it ever again.
Jesus Christ. On to the next one. Now, this one's probably the worst. This is probably one of Shaq's more accomplished targets, and this beef has been going on since 2008. Dwight Howard, one of the most talented bigs, and probably the best big to come out of the late 2010s. Anytime All-Star, 8-time All-NBA player, 5-time All-Defensive Team player, 3-time Defensive Player of the Year, 1-time champion, and a lot more accolades. One of the better bigs to come out of the mid to late 2010s. But after a couple back problems arose and Dwight's confidence took a hit, his role in each team he's been on since Orlando has deteriorated, and Shaq is taking every single chance to hit him where he knows it hurts. But let's get to where it started. 2008, the NBA dunk contest. Dwight Howard wore a Superman cape, Shaq's infamous nickname. And he did not hesitate to accuse him of stealing his persona, and he couldn't live up to the hype since Dwight Howard didn't have any rings, which is something Shaq likes to hold over a lot of people. And after a lot of stupid impressions, bad rapping, and just a lot of microaggression, the worst attack came right after Dwight Howard won his first championship. Dwight made a video basically telling kids not to ever give up on their dreams. And instead of seeing that as a moment he probably shouldn't get on Dwight for and should just probably leave it alone, Shaq doesn't have a conscience. He just has to go on a radio show and call him a front runner and to shut up because he didn't do anything to win the championship. Even though Dwight Howard was one of the key rotational pieces that provided Lakers with quality minutes to win that championship.
So a lot of players on their little Instagram bragging like they were the reason they got the championship. I ain't gonna say no names.
There was a lot of that going on.
I ain't gonna say no names.
You don't have to. You don't have to.
Sit your ass down. You didn't do nothing. Stop it.
But I already know who you're talking about.
You know it too.
I know you know who I'm talking about. Stop it. Front runner.
By the way,
bandwagon jumper. Stop it.
But Shaq's inability to just let things rest just took over, and he just liked to throw his opinion around. Not even opinion, just straight hate. Just because he may have something against somebody or they just didn't do something he may like. But let's get to his most recent attack against Baguette, Bismack Biyombo. Rudy Gobert. And this one is just being plain mean. After Rudy Gobert signed a new contract extension worth $205 million, in an Instagram post, Shaq decided to say, "I would have had 45 and 16 with 10 missed free throws in 3 quarters, and he would have 11 points, 3 rebounds on a full fouled out in the 3rd quarter. I'm a G." Now, bad impressions and obvious hater aside, this just seems extremely unprovoked until you look into career earnings. Throughout his 19-year career, Shaq has made only $292 million. Only $292 million, Jesus. Throughout his entire career. But with this new contract extension, Rudy Gobert is looking to make $300 million by the end of this contract and not even by the end of his career. And I'm sure this stroked Shaq in the wrong way, considering that, he's was a way better player than Rudy Gobert in his time, but he never made anywhere near this money. Now, outside of that just being a dumb reason to hate Rudy Gobert and a dumb reason to even think that this was possible to make this much money in your time, this type of behavior just screams grumpy old man. And Shaq used to be the hard-to-please guy, the guy that once you have his respect, you've made it. But it just sounds like plain hate when people get mad at you for the Rudy Gobert thing, and you just decide to hide it behind, "I know what greatness is. Ain't nobody's done what I've done besides LeBron and Steph. And I have a G14 classification to say what I want to say. You better Google me." And even though he's not wrong, there's a lot of players like Jordan, Magic, Bird, Hakeem, Kareem, Oscar, and Kobe Bryant when he was with us that had the same classifications just as you, that all retired, that didn't just belittle any single one of the little young guys after retirement. It costs $0 to be annoying, but you take every single second on TV just to harp on anything you don't like about any player. And it's moments like these where he needs to take a page of AI's book. Ever since his retirement, Allen Iverson has never been caught dead showing anything but love to a player, whether it's somebody breaking his record or just doing well, or using the platform that he helped pave the way for them to be able to have. But Shaq's been the complete opposite. Whether it's getting mad that somebody's making more money than you, or just stupid things like a nickname that you think you own. He's always find a way to just belittle somebody and then go on about how dominant he was when he played and how he has the right to tell anybody whatever he wants to. So yeah, I'm pretty sure we can put Shaq under the blanket of old heads that we can't have any conversation with at all. But anyway, that's all I have for y'all today. We just hit 200 subs and I can't thank y'all enough. And with that being said, this is your FOB. That's my time. And I'll see y'all in the next one.